Hello investors, welcome to the channel where I use technical analysis to find possible swing trades. Today we're looking at Vici Properties, ticker symbol VICI. This is a well-known REIT with a market cap of $32 billion. They're perhaps best known for owning the property rented by two casinos on the Las Vegas Strip, which is some of the most valuable property in the world. And here we have Vici's annual chart. And if you look over here, you'll see that it is below all the major moving averages. One thing to note here is that they recently posted earnings, and those earnings were a beat. They did better than expected, and yet the share price fell dramatically. And that means that they probably offered poor guidance, which is sort of expected in a high interest rate environment where in particular, the interest rates are expected to remain high for an extended period. However, Vici's properties are well known to have triple net leases, meaning everything's paid for by the renter, and there are built-in increases to account for the price and cost of everything that Vici owns, as opposed to what the renter owns increasing. So this really shouldn't be happening. And if we scroll down here, you'll see the RSI is kind of in the middle, but still falling. Both stochastics are falling. The fast stochastic has hit oversold. The slow stochastic is still falling. The volume chart shows a mild increase in volume recently, all red bars, as you can see, and that's obviously to be expected given the share price drop. It does not look like the volume has peaked, and if we look over here on the MACD, you'll see that we just had a bearish cross and it is falling below zero. Certainly does not look like it has reached the bottom there yet either. So I suspect that Vici, from a technical standpoint at least, will continue to fall. The share price, if I could get it below $31, I would be satisfied with that. If I could get it below $30, I would be happy to purchase shares of Vici at $30. In fact, for full disclosure, I have recently sold puts on Vici at $30. And they expired worthless. And if they had been assigned, I would be glad to purchase the company at that price. So if we switch over to E-Trade here, we'll see I have Vici up here in the fundamental tab, and it just gives us a very broad 30-second overview of the company's fundamentals. And I think this is a pretty impressive sheet, as you'll see. There's very low short interest, very high institutional ownership. So smart money buys into Vici. The debt to equity ratio shows that it has less debt than 75% of other REITs. And that's saying something. We know REITs carry quite a bit of debt. They need to. They own a lot of mortgages, and that's a lot of money tied up. Regardless, these numbers displayed are extremely low, especially for a REIT. But moving on to the valuation, you'll see the PE ratio is lower than 78% of other REITs. PE below 15, this is excellent. The gross margin profitability, 99.27%. It exceeds 100% of other REITs, best in class. The operating margin of 86.84% also exceeds 100% of other REITs. Again, best in class. This is the most profitable REIT there is. If we look down here, return on equity, it reinvests its earnings more efficiently than 81% of its competitors. Now, return on equity is only 9.43%, but that is, again, not too surprising for a REIT. The growth rate greater than 84% of other peers in the industry. And for those of you who are looking for a dividend approaches 5%. It is 4.91 to be exact. And that is average for the REIT industry. And the payout ratio of 71% is actually on the low side for a REIT. As you may know, they're required to give 90% of their income to the investors and shareholders. So there's some accounting magic going on here that reduces their 90% down to 71%. But regardless, this is a solid, I'd even say excellent payout in the grand scheme at almost 5%. So what you have here is a PE ratio well below average, and all the other metrics are well above average, including the profitability that are best in class, beating out every other REIT. This is truly an outstanding company. And right now, the share price is relatively low. Now, I do think from the position here that from a technical standpoint, it looks like the share price will continue to fall. So I'm going to be watching VICI very closely, and I may start to buy shares as the week goes on, but I think this is a fair buy-in price for this company. But I'd love to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments below. And if you got something out of the video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and subscribe to help out the channel. And if you like these brief overviews of companies that might be good swing trades, please leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm. And I also need to say that I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I say is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes. If you plan on investing, do your own due diligence before purchasing shares in any company, or consult with a financial advisor. Also, if you'd like me to take a look at a particular company using the indicators I present here, mention that in the comments and I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and good luck with all your investments.